Hello, I'm wbz-tv meteorologist Barry Burbank, and I've got your forecast for the next several days. And we're talking about the forecast, but why am I showing April 2018 here? Well, just showing that to you because it appears the last time we had a full week of below average temperatures, in other words, a Sunday through Saturday stretch, a 7-day stretch here, that hasn't happened since April, the week of April 15th. You have to go way back to find any really cool weather for over an extended period of time. Why am I saying that now? Because I think this week coming up, starting today, today being the 21st of October on a Sunday, it's possible that this Sunday through the upcoming Saturday, we might have blue squares through the whole week, meaning it's probably going to be below average temperatures, or at least maybe one day out of that. It could be close to average or slightly above, but we're going to get very close to that. So it's a cool week coming up after all the warm weather we have had. We're getting these cold snaps now as the seasons change. And we're talking about the conclusion of the head of the Charles Regatta coming up for this afternoon, as it should be turning pretty sunny for that concluding races in the regatta this afternoon. And it looks like there'll be plenty of wind, so that may be somewhat of a factor with that northwest wind. At times it may be a tailwind, who knows. But anyway, across the Charles River, it's going to be running 20 to 30 miles an hour in some gusts. It's not going to be blowing that hard the whole afternoon. Of course, wind is always fluctuating in speed, but there may be some gusts which will be that high. As the sun comes out this afternoon, the rain leaves this morning. So the rain has been most productive down over Cape Cod and the islands. Some spots may end up with a half-inch down there. Around Boston, has only amounted to hardly enough to wet the ground in some spots farther northwest of Boston. Two areas which have had a few hundredths of an inch closer into the city, and maybe a couple of tenths to a quarter to a third inch down towards southern Plymouth County. It's on its way out. In its wake, there's a lot of cloud cover, these low-level clouds in the northwest flow across parts of New York and Pennsylvania, and these will swing into western New England. It looks like as they try to come over the mountain chain into eastern New England this afternoon, they probably well, a lot of these will dry up, but we'll see a few patches of clouds coming up. I don't think it's going to clear out completely, but especially close to the coast this afternoon, it may turn out mostly sunny. And it looks like we'll have temperatures going down, and it's going to stay clear tonight to allow the temperature to really tumble like crazy. As the wind drops off, we'll get this radiation of cooling. Boston's low of 33 degrees. I think that's the lowest temperature so far this season. And outlying locations will be in the mid and upper 20s in many spots for a hard freeze, and it looks like frost on some windshields tomorrow morning. You might want to allow some extra time because you may have to get rid of that tomorrow morning. Places where the wind drops off right to calm, you'll get that frost formation. A freeze warning is up on the North Shore in eastern Essex County, and also a few other areas on the New England South Coast by the National Weather Service. And there is a freeze watch by the National Weather Service in the immediate Boston area as well. Well, tonight might be a good night, although it's a cold night, to watch the Orionid meteor showers if you're into watching those sort of things. This meteor shower is not all that productive, though, because it only generally produces 15 to 20 meteors per hour, but the conditions should be favorable, and you'll see most of them after midnight in the early morning hours. That's when you'll see them, and a lot of them are just faint, and they just move swiftly, and they're gone in a couple of seconds. Well, high temperatures tomorrow should be around 50 to 52 degrees. Across most of the rest of the nation, it's pretty nice with pleasant temperatures in the 60s and 70s across most of the country, even warming up in Chicago tomorrow after a cold day today. Speaking of the World Series, yes, we're in Boston. We're starting off with Game 1 on Tuesday evening with a chance of some leftover brief showers or sprinkles, that sort of thing, Tuesday evening after there's some light showers on Tuesday afternoon. Probably wouldn't be enough rain to cancel this game, but I just wanted to let you know that you might want to be prepared for that. It may be slightly wet, but they should get the game in, and it'll be totally dry and cold on Wednesday evening, about 44 at first pitch, with a west-northwest wind 10 to 20 miles an hour. So instead of having warm weather, we're going to have shots of cold weather continuing, and the next shot comes down on Thursday, creating probably the coldest day of this week with quite a bit of wind. Then the overall jet stream, kind of the configuration changes, and it digs down in here and amplifies to allow moisture to be picked up and drawn northward along the eastern seaboard. So that probably is going to mean a rainstorm here about a week from today, next Sunday. Until then, our next rain after a few showers on Tuesday and an isolated brief shower on Wednesday would be along about next Sunday. There you go, with below average temperatures all week long. That's it for now. Have a nice day.